Hi, I'm Dr. Sharon DeVivo, president of Vaughn College, now in our 90th year, and host of our podcast, Future Proof Focus. Through unscripted, honest conversations with prominent industry leaders, students, faculty, and alumni, we will explore diversity, equity, and inclusion in education and employment, and the forces that drive personal and career growth. Let's dive in. Hi, everybody. We're thrilled today to have Suraiya Nawaz joining us on the podcast. Thank you so much for being here. She's a rising senior at Vaughn, majoring in mechatronic engineering, and just completed 2 internships, one at Tesla and one at Whirlpool Corporation in Falls River, Massachusetts, and can't wait to get into the details. So welcome to the podcast, Suraiya.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, when did you first develop an interest in engineering?
I do have to say, I was not really into engineering in the beginning. However, I really liked playing growing up and really like doing math and working with math. And when I was deciding to go for college and major to choose for, I was like, I really want to work with like maths. I really want to work for planes. So I really wanted to mesh these two topics together. And when I started studying it and got into the classes, the internship, it really helped me to understand I really like this field and I really want to go for it in my future. And I really do see myself working with engineering for a long term.
That's great. Yeah, that's one of the wonderful things about internships is they really give you an opportunity without a lot of risk to say, what do I like about this? What don't I like about this? Where might I best fit in terms of what I want with a company? All
Absolutely.
those kind of good things. Yeah, absolutely. So how did you get to Vaughn?
Oh, to talk about it, in high school, I did see they came to our the college fair.
Okay.
And when I got to talk to them, they were like, oh, we're like aviation focused. We do have like different majors, if anything you want to do for aviation. And I saw how close it is to my house. It's
Right.
like less than 10 minutes drive to my house. I was like, this is perfect for me. And when I started applying for it and I saw how much like I really like it, I got into mechatronic of engineering technology program.
Right.
But then I started seeing like how mechatronic is like leading the world now. So I switched my major to it and really like it. I feel like I'm a good fit for it
Mhm.
and I'm going to start working for it more in the future. And this has been a good major for me as it's challenging, it's good. I
Mhm.
like what I'm learning and there's still a lot to learn, but yes, absolutely.
Just for our listeners and watchers, can you describe what mechatronic
Oh yeah,
engineering is?
absolutely. So it's meshed with 3 different top engineering disciplines together. So mechanical, electrical, and computer science. So we put it in all together, and it combined, and you can actually talk about robotics or automation we see in the industry. So we can actually go for any other field we like, or we can actually go for automation or robotics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, terrific. All right, and we're going to get into a little bit of that later on when we talk about your internship specifically. So let's talk a little bit about your experience as a Vaughn student. So you've been very involved in the Mars Rover Club, SWE. Tell me about what positions you hold and how it's contributed to your educational experience.
Absolutely. So I can start talking about the Society of Women Engineering that I've been part of for my freshman year. I really wanted to get into introduce myself to a lot of female engineering in the college. As when I went to the class, I saw it was really male dominated, and I really wanted to be connected with female and have the energy to boost me up and stay in the major. So I really got connected to it, and after that, I started applying for executive position as I wanted to help other female engineers to come to our club and learn more about engineering, how as a group we're so good together, and that really helped me. I started as a treasurer, then I was the vice president. This year I'm the secretary for Society of Women Engineer, and we'll be going to the conference. We'll be doing more of workshop events and a lot of outreach events together, so there will be really fun. And the listener who are listening, please join our club and come, and it'll be really fun together this year. And for Rover Club that started last year, and I remember the president, she talked about it in my freshman year. They're going to open this club as I was really interested in it from the beginning as I did a program. And I learned a lot about rovers. I really wanted to get in touch with it. And when she talked about the opening the club, I actually wanted to like help out and they'll do a lot of stuff with it. And I actually do a lot of hands-on work together, wrote a lot of technical reports, helped me understand a lot of things. We went to Alabama, we did the competition. It's really nice to see we put our whole thing together, made a whole new thing, and they actually human driven it. It was really great to see it. And this year I'm serving as a secretary for the Rover Club. and we'll be going to the competition again. And if you guys want to join in, please join. We need more members to help us out, and that will be definitely a good year to like start off with it. And I've been part of like other clubs here and there to be an active member with it. However, these clubs really helped me to meet with a lot of people, have a lot of more understanding of like, how other people do things as an engineer, and get more ideas, more connected. It really helped me to get out of my comfort zone, as I'm a type of person who likes to stay quiet most of the time. It helped me to like, oh, what's your idea on this? We got to talk about it, get to learn a lot of new things. We sit in a group table together. People have a lot of different ideas. I got to learn more about their ideas. That really helped me to enhance my knowledge too, along with it. So these clubs are really great help for the student if they want to get into it.
So there's a couple of things you talked about there. So in terms of SWE and the Rover Club, I think Vaughn probably helped cover the cost to get you to the SWE conference,
Definitely.
which gives you entree to all those different companies. Probably helped in terms of Tesla and Whirlpool. We'll get to that in a second. And then the Rover Club as well, you got a chance to practice team building skills and how to do an engineering notebook and that whole competitive idea as well.
Definitely.
So sounds like that was really a great support in terms of helping to build skill sets that you can actually demonstrate when you went to some of these internships and ultimately when you get your job.
I do want to say this, like in bigger college, we do not see this type of support. We actually see in Vaughn College, we got to go to conference together. Professor and the staff itself, they came out to help us out, how to go to the conference itself. But when I talked to other people in the college, they were really surprised to see how our college was helping us out to go to conferences, help us out, go more. That was really surprising and really nice to see that I'm in a college where like everyone's really supporting and helping me out.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's interesting because when I check with alums, they say the same thing to me, that they check with their colleagues, and you know, the fact that we help support students attending a lot of these things is fairly unique.
Like the interns I worked with, like in my spring term, I remember, and I was going to Alabama at that time. They were like, wait, your college? I'm like, yes, definitely. I'm going for a competition. They're paying for it. Like, I'll be there helping out. They're like, this is really nice to see. Because usually you have to pay out of pocket. And I was like, oh, like, we don't have to care about, like, do not need to think about, like, financially what we're going to do. They just want us to present, do more stuff, get out in the field more than think about, like, how I'm supposed to pay for it. That's really amazing.
Yeah, we're fortunate that a few years ago we recognized that it really added to a student's ability to, one, be more visible to companies, but also to have experiences that they could add to their resume. And that became a really pivotal moment in terms of getting to that first all-important job.
Definitely.
So you are also, on top of this, you are one of the Port Authority scholarship recipients. So let me just explain to everybody. A few years ago, when there was this little project across the street known as the complete rebuilding of LaGuardia Airport, the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, as a community outreach effort, provided scholarships to Vaughn College for students who lived in the immediate area. And as you said, you live 10 minutes away. But it also included, in addition to support for tuition, it also included internships and the offer of an employment position if you qualify when you graduate. So have you done any of the paid internships?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So last 2 years, I actually interned with like 2 different locations with Port Authority. My first internship in my freshman year, it was working for the LaGuardia redevelopment program for Terminal B. So I actually got to see the construction they were doing. So I actually helped out with their more of construction they were doing, more of civil engineering type of work, going the field, help them out, and also see when they're building the airport. I was actually helping them with their inspection they're doing in the airport, more of their safety work, and it was really interesting as a freshman year, as I didn't have more of engineering knowledge to see how to understand it. They gave me more of CAD drawing, like, go in the field and understand how it's going on. I was like, oh, this is the map. Like, I only did one CAD drawing class. I don't know how to do it. But I was like, okay, I stand there, like, I walked around for 2 hours. I was like, I understand this where it is right now. It was really interesting. That really helped me out to like understand more of maps and things. And it was so great to be in the field, as not a lot of people get to experience that in their first year as a student. And then my second year, I did the Port Authority Aviation Headquarters, that World Trade Center. So I actually got to be in World Trade Center, go there every day for my internship. I helped out with their JFK the Wi-Fi surveys. So people complain. So I actually help them out with like what people are complaining, help them managing it. And if people are complaining about a specific thing, how to control it. specifically. So I did more of data work, getting the information together, talking to people, more how to like manage it. And like last few weeks I was there, I was able to reduce the timing and like certain things into it. It was really amazing to see like how my work actually put in the effort in there. That was really amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I have seen a huge trend in the last few years, particularly. Internships are no longer file and get coffee.
Oh yeah.
Right? They are real projects that contribute to the life of the organization.
Definitely.
Usually help them save money and fix a big problem.
Right? Right?
So-
Like in the presentation, like when you do the presentation, we see it. I'm like, oh, I did a lot of things. Never mind.
Yeah.
Like I was like,
yeah.
oh, 10 weeks. How am I going to finish this? Then I
Right.
see it. I'm like, oh, never mind. I did a lot of things comparing to
Right.
10 weeks. It's a
Right.
big project. I did a lot of things.
All right. So you've done 2 Port Authority internships, a Tesla internship, a Whirlpool internship. I mean, you've been busy in addition to your classwork. Tell me what you appreciated about each of those experiences and where you think you're headed in terms of your career.
I do think the experience itself really helped me out a lot. Port Authority, I got to experience talking to people, getting more information, getting connected to the interstate itself. I got connected with the more of civil or like the connection with the terminals and airports. Then I got connected with the aviation in Tesla. I was able to see people in automation, getting connected with it, and I really loved it there. And I do want to see myself in automation in future.
Okay.
And I was actually able to move a robot and function it. They gave me one of the project, and I was so happy to do it. It was so new. In Whirlpool, I got to do more of traditional manufacturing industry, and I got to actually fix the whole layout itself in the welding department in a big project.
Wow.
And my project will be taken by a full-time engineer. And I was so interested.
Congratulations, that's awesome.
Right? And I was like, I want to intern. How were you giving it to me?
Right.
And that was a big responsibility I was able to see, and new changes. It was able to contribute to the conversation about like this specific things you guys need to change in order to see more of efficiency and how the work I did. They started from 0. I was able to change it for 35% of their more of standard where they don't have any documentation. They can lead towards for the new people coming to work.
Okay.
So that I finished more of 35% of the work there. And it was so amazing to see like different type of industry to like get more works into it, more ideas. As beginning, I really like paints. However, I was like, I should really explore different industry before going into the field because I might never know if I like something else.
Right.
As I was more focused, if I do a different program, I got more focused into aerospace or aviation. For my work, I did Tesla, I did Whirlpool. That's like 2 different things.
Totally different.
It's manufacturing 2 different things, but like that really helped me out. Like I really like automotive. I really like working with the cars, and its function itself is really amazing. Even though I don't understand a lot of things, but going there, working with it, I loved it totally, and it really helped me out to like explore a lot when I'm a student, as I'm not binded to a lot of things. If I'm full time, I need to be binded to like specific timing. Right now, I'm like, okay, this is an internship. If I don't like it, I'm not. I don't have to do this in a full time. So I got to experience a lot of different understanding. I liked it, and I know what I'm looking for in the future. Okay. That's really amazing.
Okay. And what are you thinking in terms of your future?
I really want to work in automation industry specifically. I really like automotive or aerospace if I do get a chance into it. However, definitely both of those I would really look into.
Okay. All right. So I know here this is true. And did you find this to be the case in your internships as well? You're female. Not a lot of females in manufacturing in particular, right? But in engineering, and you're also a woman of color.
Oh yeah.
So how has it been? Maybe slightly different at the Port Authority because they probably have more diversity, right? But particularly at Tesla and Whirlpool, did you come up against any obstacles? How did you work through it? Or, are you finding your way fairly easily?
It was difficult at the beginning. I do have to say this. And Tesla, my team consists of all of them being male dominated, like all of them are men. And in working with it, I felt like, oh, like if I don't know something, they would be like, just because I'm a woman, I don't know this. And I felt really hesitant first month to go up to people. However, my manager, he was really nice about it. And he was like, you're a student. It's totally fine if you don't know this. You're an undergrad student on top of this. I saw people being master's student coming, working here. They don't know a lot of stuff. It's totally fine if you don't know this. That really helped me out. And people are really nice about it. But it's really nice to see if there was a woman there.
Yeah.
And I remember last week when I was working in Tesla, there was a production associate working there, and I was working in my own thing, and she came up to me like, "Oh, are you one of the engineers working?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she was like, "It's so nice to see a woman finally in here." Like she was like, "Yeah, I've been working in different floors, but like finally got to see a woman working in the engineering team." I was like, that really warmed my heart. I'm like, I'm actually making an effort to be in the engineering field as a woman and person of color. Being there is really nice. And in Whirlpool, also my manager was a female. It was my first time having a woman female engineer in the field, and it was really different experience. However, I felt like if you talk to a woman as a woman to woman, it's like really comfortable talking than it's talking to a male engineer. It's like I don't know how to word it, and as a female, I'm like, okay, I feel like they're not gonna judge me in a certain way just because I'm a woman. So that's like comfortable in it. However, as I go forward in future, I feel like that hesitant imposter syndrome is going to decrease a lot as like I'll feel like, okay, I know a lot of stuff. It's okay to like not know a lot of things.
Trust me, some of us still deal with imposter syndrome. Don't worry. It comes back over time. You know what? I'm so happy about that because for a long time, women didn't necessarily support other women in the workforce. And for you to have had that experience a couple of times means that things have really started to change, which is awesome.
It's nice to see like women being there. I'm like, okay, I feel comfortable enough to like go up and do my own thing.
So it sounds like finding your support structure helped to give you some confidence, give you your sea legs.
Yes,
definitely. Terrific. All right. So what's the dream job? Where do you want to go when you graduate?
I definitely want to work for automation. I do have to say this. Automation definitely.
Is Tesla at the top of that list?
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay. One of the top. But automotive, other companies I'm still looking into. But aerospace industry is also on top of the one.
Right.
And as I have not worked into aerospace yet, so I cannot tell if I really liked it. So like aerospace is one of the one I would really look for. If I don't like it, it's okay. Automotive it is.
Well, so are you connected to some of our other graduates? Emily German, who's at Daimler. Nikki Tahari, who's at Volvo. Monica Vanterpool, who's at Toyota. So there's a couple of people, if you decide to go that route, I can connect you with them.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'll take that.
And they've been in those jobs for a couple of years now. So
I was able to talk to Emily in Sweet Conference.
Oh, terrific.
And we talked about like Daimler, how the workforce, and I actually got an offer for their internship there. So we're able to talk. She's like, oh, you'll be in my team. I'm like, this is so nice. That was really amazing to see like, oh, our college alumni is there.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's loved being out in Oregon. And it's been a great move. Mm-hmm. So, and what about some technological advancements that you might have seen while you were there?
I do have to say robotics is a big one. Mm-hmm. As Tesla, they work more in robotics, and it's like little to none manually work being done. And in Whirlpool, I did see more of traditional welding operators working there. And when I was talking to other people, other engineers, they would tell me like in perfect welding or manufacturing world, revision is robots doing all the work, not people doing work, because it's the labor, cost, a lot of certain things that goes into it. So when I actually was thinking about it, it's like, oh, Tesla is like doing more of robotics. That's like how Future and other industry are looking into doing more of robots doing work, not manually doing work. And that's actually how the world is going forward now. And then now it's like, that's the reason I feel like automation is taking a big role in future. And everyone's going to look for automation. So I feel like that's the big one.
Yeah, and you're perfectly poised to take advantage of that market. Yeah,
right?
Yeah. So one of the questions that I always ask, what's the most daring thing you've ever done, and how did you talk yourself into it?
That's a good one. I do have to say, talking in front of a lot of people. I don't tend to get out of my comfort zone and talk to a lot of people. I remember giving a speech in my high school when I needed to give a speech in front of me, whole class, and plus their parents, because I was part of one of the National Honor Society, and I was being one of the executive board. So I needed to give a speech. I remember just like practicing that during my class. I'm like, I cannot do this. Like at one point, I went up to the teacher. I'm like, can I not do this? Like, I do not have the courage to go up to people. However, I started just talking to myself a lot. I felt like if I need to get out of my comfort zone. I cannot stay like this for the whole time. Like the person I am right now is like, I was not like it 2 years ago. I did not talk. I was really a quiet person. do not go up to people. I feel at a moment I was like, I need to change for myself. Because if I stay quiet in my own zone, I'm never going to learn a lot of things, never going to meet a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So I need to get out of it. So I was like, this is the opportunity I got. I'm not going to lose it. Why would I give it my position to another person when I earned it myself? Right. So I talked to myself. I gave the speech. I just standed there. I'm like, it's okay. Then a lot of people came up to me like, Suraiya, I did really good. And I really felt proud. I'm like, okay, like whatever I did, it really worked out. And I'm going to push myself to work for it future a lot.
Oh, that's an incredible story. I mean, you Suraiya, you're so good at talking to yourself in terms of you can do this, but you seek out people who also help you in that journey. And mm-hmm. so many folks kind of suffer in silence by themselves. And so that's a skill that's going to serve you so well. You know, you're always going to want to learn, right? And you're always going to be seeking out the next experience.
Definitely.
Terrific. All right. Well, you've heard Suraiya. Thank you so much talking about, sort of the wide application of engineering across a variety of career opportunities and industries with amazing growth potential, especially with automation, computer science, really taking center stage. And we need more women to choose the field. And Suraiya's ready to help you when you get there. So thanks very much for being here and have an amazing senior year.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Okay, thanks everybody. See you next time. Have a question? Email us at futureprooffocus@vaughn.edu. And don't forget to subscribe, follow, and rate the podcast. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.